Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We call it the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. Talking a lot of fishing this morning, even though you young turkey hunters are hitting the woods today. Check your regulations where you can hunt and where you can't hunt, because there's some counties you can, some counties you can't. But it is a youth hunt this weekend. And then next weekend is the big statewide turkey season opens. I'm excited. It's giving me something to look forward to. I'm going to get all in my leafy outfit and all these different kind of things. And if you want to take an old man turkey hunting, let me know. Okay, I'm open for options. Okay, I'm open for options. Okay, but we're going to talk a lot of fishing this morning, because I think this time of the year in mid to late March that a lot of folks are talking fishing, because next week we're all turkey. This whole studio's going to the turkeys next weekend. Bill Cooksey will be on with us. I've got about 12 or 14 turkey hunters. We're going to talk turkey on next week's show. Always one of my favorite shows of the year. Cooksey has joined us from Baton Rouge, so we got Ron in Ruston, Monroe area. We got Bill Cooksey in Baton Rouge. We got David Best.
Larry, real quick.
Yes.
I've been fishing with Warren Coco, is why I've been in South Louisiana.
Woo,
man. Just had breakfast. I'm on my way to New Orleans for some meetings.
There you go.
If you want to go turkey hunting, you're welcome to come with me. Now, there's going to be a lot of cottonmouths, because the water is just getting off of my favorite spot.
Let's move on here in the conversation here. Let me that may be worse than what I got to see the doctor about, So, I mean, I got snake boots, but they don't go all the way up to my neck, okay? So, but anyway, Bill's been down there with the Go Devil man himself, Warren Coco, right? Been down there?
That's correct.
All right. So, but we got David Best on now. We're going to talk a little local fishing, and we're going to throw in a little Kentucky Lake from Bill Cooksey up there. Good morning, David.
Good morning, y'all.
And David brings a calming. Does he not bring a calming influence to this show? When David is on, he just, we're all hyper. That's what my wife said. When I go to the show, I'm hyper. Well, I shouldn't have eaten lunch at Freddy's yesterday and had one of their turtle things. But David from Primary Tackle out in Arlington. Appreciate David coming on. When I called David, he said, "What do you need me for now?" It's one of those, can I fill the spot? And David can always fill the spot when we talk local fishing. So let's talk. You got Wong on one line. I've held him back, David. Wong, don't tell me anything about local fishing. We're going to talk to David first. Then you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't I say that, Ron? Okay. All right.
Yep.
So David, tell us what's happening. Then, Ron, you jump in there and correct David. No, I don't do that. No.
Well,
no. What's happening?
I'm seeing a lot of pictures. There's a lot of guys catching them right now.
Yes.
We're at that little. We're at the very. I'm going to say we're pretty close to the end of the pre-spawn phase, and I actually think there's a few fish that have been spawning already.
Really?
I mean, we got a lot of upper 50s for water temperatures around here locally, especially a little further south and north. But guys have been sending me pictures of some big fish left and right from the local lakes and Kentucky Lake and Pickwick, and it's been really good. I mean, there's some fish being caught on a buzzbait already this year. There's been, they're catching them on a little of everything. So we're at that peak where it's fixing to get really, really good.
Okay, now Ron,
there was a 7-pound bass recently caught at Glen Springs Lake too.
Oh man!
And that's always encouraging to see a bass that size out of one of those lakes.
Glenn and Herb both have been producing some really good ones the last couple of weeks.
See, that's what a lot of people don't understand. Because and Cooksey may know this, but I had the opportunity to walk Glen Springs before they put the water in. And it was quite to walk around and see the contour. I was trying to take notes and everything. And Bobby Wilson at that time was telling me, he said, there's going to be some big fish in Glen Springs. And I said, "Oh, because there's some deep spots out there, Ron, isn't there? I mean, you know."
Oh yeah.
And there's some areas that they've put some fish in, but I saw that almost an 8-pounder. So the local lakes, guys. I know Ron was telling us, and we'll let him talk a little bit about the reservoir, the I-55 reservoirs. But David, let's don't overlook Herb Parsons and Glen Springs and even the smaller lakes around here, right?
Gibson County Lake, great place.
Yep. Gibson County, you know, they're in. We got a ton of them. You know, you got Thousand Acre, you got.
Hey, Lake Graham is a great lake.
Lake Graham and Jackson.
Lake Graham, that's right.
Jackson,
you know, talk about Lake Graham. I know a guy that caught a 12-pounder about a week ago.
Where?
I believe it.
At Lake Graham?
Lake Graham.
Ooh.
Yep. Yes, sir.
That's 4 3-pounders. Come on now. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
That's.
Well, you have to remember, they put trout into Lake Graham, and those bass love trout, and trout makes them big.
So that's where the trout went in Lake Graham. Okay.
Yeah.
They said the bass were biting good on trout. I said, what? Tell me that.
Remember back in the 90s, Lake Graham was for the next state record.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. But so we know some of those the Lexington area and one of those lakes in there. I mean, there's some big fish in there, but I think the Gibson County Lake is where the monster was at one time, and still I think you know, the General, they called it. Was that right? Is that where that was? I can't remember. Is where they shocked up a state record out of that lake. I think it was Lake. Was that Lake? Was that Lake?
No, that was
Graham, or was that Brown?
Natchez Trace.
That was Brown. Yeah, that
Trace.
was Browns Creek. Was that what it was?
Yeah, Browns Creek and Natchez Trace State Park.
Yeah.
16 pounds, 4 ounces.
Yeah, we gave it the name the General. I remember that when it happened.
Yeah.
But and I know that Bill, you're up in the Kentucky Lake area a lot of times and everything. And I talked to Steve McAdams a couple of days ago. Steve called and offered me some encouragement on some things, and he was telling me that. Hey, the weather has been so unpredictable. Wind. I had to deal with a lot of wind, too. So I don't know.
Lots of wind, Larry, and the water has generally, we've had so many different storms flow through. Not necessarily bad flooding, but really muddying things up. And as you know, you get cold fronts and muddy water, and that's usually a bad recipe. But before this last system came through, the water was looking as pretty as I've seen it in a long, long time.
Well, you guys, if you're hearing that wind, that is Ron, because they are getting ready to take off at Lake D'Arbonne with the American Crappie Trail, and you can. Ron is, has got extra hairspray on this morning because the wind is really blowing down there. So
it's pretty cool too,
and it's cool too. Well, so is Ron, but so is David Best. And David, I know. That's a transition, they call it. David, I know, let's talk a little about what's going on in the kayak world, because anybody knows that, it's David. What's happening there?
Lord, it's been kind of an interesting year. The Hobie series is actually selling out 200 boat tournaments in under an hour.
Amazing. Did y'all hear that?
2 and 3 days. I mean, it's crazy.
Amazing.
How fast this sport is growing. And we're actually sponsoring, in conjunction with the St. Jude Bass Classic, we're sponsoring a kayak classic this year too. We're limiting it to 100 boats. We're going to fish that in conjunction with the Bass Classic. We're going to be on Enid while the rest of the guys are fishing Sardis.
I think that's great. I think that is really a smart move to bring that in, and we talked to some of the guys about that at the Mid-South Sports and Boat Show, the booth out there, and I was really not surprised, because the kayak industry is exploding. And hey, Ron, Iconelli, jumped in. There's some of these bass guys jumping into these things, Ron.
Oh yeah.
And I think
Mike is big into it. Of course, he's a Hobie guy, too.
Yes, and I know
he is.
Yeah, and he's part of that. But we also so you got any kayaks for sale out there?
We do. We have actually the best selection we've had in a couple of years. Now, the reality of that is we probably won't have the best selection we've had in a couple of years within the next few weeks.
Hear that,
We're
folks?
selling one just about every day right now. They're going fast. So I sold 4 or 5 last week.
Amazing.
A couple of kayak trailers. I don't have a whole lot of those left either.
So take on out now. And I noticed on that you got some baits out there. You got some deals on baits, too. I saw.
We always do.
I saw some of that. So tell them your store hours and how to get to see you.
All right. Well, our store hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5, or 10 to 6, and then on Sundays from 12 to 5. You just drive right out Highway 70 off of 385, going back towards Mason, and just take a right there at the Historic Town District sign off Highway 70, and you'll see us. We're the tallest building in Arlington at 3 stories, so
all right.
Kind of hard to miss. This store's been here since 1893. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous old building. It's worth a visit out here just to see this old building, if nothing else.
Oh, you people should have been around when they opened that building. They had a great time. I enjoyed that day so much. It was a memory maker back in 1893. So, all right, David, thank you, man. We'll talk to you again
you, Larry.
when we need you. Bye-bye. All right.
I'll be good.
Okay. All right, David
Take
Best.
care.
There you go. David Best. Okay, you guys, we're going to come right back. Ron Wong, Bill Cooksey on the line. This is Bonus Wong, BW, but we're going to have Bonus Cooksey next week. BC, as we get as we talk turkey hunting on next week's show.
All right.
But let's take a break, and we're going to talk to the man himself, the general manager at the Bass Pro Shops at the Pyramid. And that's David Hagel on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.